Today my Apple fanboy video went live, and I'm still debating whether or not I should just transfer the SIM card here to here. I'm gonna give it a few days because I have a few conversations on iMessage going on, like I'm organizing a surprise birthday and things like that. But I want to do it. I haven't made the switch yet. I actually need a case for the device. I've been watching some tips and tricks. Finally found a case that just fits it because I want to keep the green. Looks really nice. The switch is happening. March 5th, SIM card from here, going to here, and this now becomes the daily. Let's see. Been having some trouble making this my daily, but I finally got around it. Yo, don't mind the glasses. I'm just using them as a portable monitor with Samsung DeX, but I don't even know if I want to go back to iPhone. I mean, I do miss iMessage and FaceTime, but...
Mira a ver, que te doy un chancletazo.
Ey, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Muchas novias, hoy tengo a una, mañana a otra, ey. Pero no hay boda. Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Muchas novias, hoy tengo a una, mañana a otra. Me las voy a llevar a todas pa' un VIP, ey. Saluden a Titi, vamos a tirarnos un selfie. 6 chis, ey, que sonrían las que ya les metí en un VIP, ey. Saluden a Titi, vamos a tirarnos un selfie. 6 chis, que sonrían las que ya se olvidaron de mí. Me gustan mucho las Gabriela, las Patricia, las Nicole, las Sofía.
I'm just waiting for Jan. Yeah, I swear guys, I don't know why I'm so tired. I got this new app, by the way, for emails. I don't use Gmail. I like this one better. It's just called Email. Downloaded from the Play Store. It's pretty nice. On the dot!
On the dot.
Holy crap! On the dot! What shortcut?
On, instead of taking the highway.
You brought the camera?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, sir. Good morning, guys. Today is actually a pretty exciting day. We're going to the Porsche dealership to take some pictures. We got invited. I really want to show you what they have in store because it's actually insane. Jan and I also wanted to get a haircut, but our barber
Left us stranded in the dirt.
And we also want to go get a new lens, something a bit wider, 14 mil, 1.4 f-stop, not 4 like this one. So it's gonna be an exciting day. Yes, we understand. Shout out to MK1 for the nice wallpaper.
We couldn't turn around till we were upside down. I'll be the bad guy now, but no, I ain't too proud. I couldn't be there, even when
One thing I want to say, guys, is that before actually switching to this phone, like about a month ago, I watched the 80 tips and tricks video. It was like an hour long, and I went through the whole thing to make sure, you know, I got the whole thing down, and it's pretty sick. I'm actually quite happy I did that because it's a must as an iPhone user or an Apple fanboy, I guess. Sneakers. Salut. Est-ce qu'Ariel est ici?
Pardon?
Ariel.
Oui, certainement.
Merci.
Yeah, I forgot to turn off voice. She has a beautiful voice. Huh? I told you she has a beautiful voice.
There's just one question I have for you. My phone keeps vibrating all the freaking time now. Sometimes, like half of the time, it's notifications, and other times it's not. And so I'm wondering, why does that happen? Because I keep looking at the notifications and there's nothing. There's no reason for it to be vibrating. If you guys can let me know, because at night it sort of drives me crazy. My table just shakes. Please help. There goes John, filming for the video. For the past few weeks, I've been enjoying these cameras quite a lot. Actually, I've been taking quite a lot of pictures with the phone and I'm happy with the results. This morning, I wanted to pass by my local Porsche dealership and take some nice pictures because I came here last week and after seeing all the cars they had, I told myself I had to come back. I also had to come back to make sure the GT4 was going to be prepped for the summer. Now, after playing around with an app like Expert Raw, as an iPhone user, I've got to say I'm not used to this much freedom within a phone, like being able to take raw photos with the new 24mm 200 megapixel sensor is a photographer's dream. Although I think a lot of us know that adding more pixels to a sensor doesn't necessarily mean better pictures, but for the Ultra it sort of does. Across the board at 24mm, the pictures look really nice in my honest opinion, especially knowing that I am able to fully control things like ISO, shutter speed, white balance and whatnot. With 5 cameras in this thing, being able to take photos at 3x, 10x, 100x and so on makes me fall in love with being able to have all these possibilities within my pocket. Samsung giving us such comprehensive shooting controls means that it blows the iPhone in terms of photography out of the water, and for me, especially as an Apple fanboy, it's my honest opinion. However, we're not all photographers. In fact, I think most of us just want to take out our phones quickly and just shoot, which is why Scene Optimizer is a mode I recommend using. The phone is smart enough to look at the scene through your lens and come up with the best camera settings to apply to that scene for the shot. It's useful, especially when you want to take a quick photo, and I've realized that it's even more useful within darker compositions or simply just at night. The standard shooting for this phone is also as good, like shooting at 12 megapixels, knowing it's been compressed from a 200 megapixel sensor with a JPEG file format has been nothing but great at like any focal length, except anything above 10x, which just results on being noisy but still relatively impressive compared to other phones. From 12 megapixels, you can shoot at 50 megapixels JPEG and of course 200 megapixels JPEG. All of them really deliver good colors and nice vibrance without any sort of crazy over sharpening, especially at 12 megapixels, which is something you can actually change within the camera assistant app. It's up to you guys when it comes to how you want to soften your photos. I do recommend, however, instead of shooting at 12 megapixels and playing with that picture softening, to simply use Scene Optimizer and shoot 50 megapixels JPEG for the standard user. I've actually been really liking the way most pictures turn out at 50 megapixels and how it combines the best of both worlds, including smaller sized files. Oh my god, you guys see that right there? Let me show you. That right there, GT4 RS. This is like insane, and I'm about to show you. Hey, take a look. Something absolutely bonkers. It's a sport classic. Look at that. That is crazy. So they're gonna let us go inside of a car, which is pretty cool. The guy just asked. Renault Classic. This is really the car I've been wanting to show you guys. Like, the inside is absolutely unbelievable. So the guy was really nice enough to just like approach us and be like, you guys want to go in a car? So I was like, yeah, I want to go in a car. So yeah, we'll go inside of that one. Oh my god, I cannot believe I have the keys of a sports classic in my hand. This is nuts. There's nothing like a sound of a Porsche. It's unbelievable. Just the way it rumbles, it sounds so nice. Well, that was a whole freaking experience. The guy came to see us after. He's like, do you guys know this is like 1 out of 1,000 cars in the world? I'm like, yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy. Yo, special thanks to Porsche for actually letting us downstairs with all those cars. Like, for real, thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate it, honestly. It's been quite crazy. I'm actually hungry. You want to go eat somewhere? Yeah, and then we get the lens. Where are you down for? Like, where in the city can we eat? You have an idea, or?
Let's see that.
I love this feature. You can easily just type with one hand. I'm sure you guys are gonna want to know, okay, how is battery life after the whole shooting session? Well, it's 11:22. 71%, considering we're using like Expert Raw and everything like that, so that's pretty freaking good. Screen is so small, but it's so clutch. Just put it in here. So you got the camera and everything in there?
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not really a fan of being downtown, but you know, I'm not a city guy. It's a nice place to take videos and photos, but I like where I live.
Came at the right time, too.
Oh my god, yeah. A lot of people. Yeah, I just want to show you guys something that my friend's been working on. It's like a DUI that setup. Look at this, with the lights and everything. It's absolutely crazy. I got a solder machine so you can use. Look at that. That's wild. Look at that.
It's like Tron. If
That's
Tron had
crazy.
this setup.
Wow. If you guys ever come to Montreal, absolutely recommend you check out the Time Out Market. It's pretty good. Now I have a bunch of things to do today. Just want to make sure we got them all down. I use Notion for all this stuff, by the way, guys. Which is why I wanted them to sponsor a portion of this day in the life. Notion recently came out with a tool called Notion AI, a tool that can be used as an automated assistant in order to help you write, brainstorm, edit, summarize, and more. Like, for example, I have a tendency to overcomplicate things within my scripts, and instead of wasting time trying to find the right words to say, I can let Notion simplify things for me in a matter of seconds. Not only that, but sometimes I'm too lazy to fix spelling mistakes and fix my grammar, which is why by highlighting the desired paragraph, you can allow yourself to correct, make things shorter, make things longer, and even improve the writing. Like, you can literally fix your whole text in just a matter of seconds. You can also use Notion AI to fix the voice and tone of maybe something like an email or an essay you're trying to write for school. Or if you have issues writing that essay, you can always just ask Notion to do it for you. On my end, I actually created a page within my dashboard that can be used for specific AI use. For example, I often forget all the things I need to get in terms of camera gear, so to make sure I'm not forgetting anything, I asked Notion to build a to-do list related to camera gear. You can either accept the list, make the list longer, create a whole new list, stop it. Overall, you can let it feed you with ideas of what you can possibly be forgetting in order to make sure you've covered it all. Notion AI really lets you create all kinds of cool things, from brainstorming ideas to a blog post, a press release, a creative story, a job description, custom and professional emails, and like so much more. Basically, it's like having ChatGPT within Notion, except it's half the price and the service is always there for you to use. I'll leave a link to them down below. I'm sure it'll help you with your workflows a lot more. I really recommend you take a look at the platform. I like this lens, I'm not gonna lie. It's just f4 is not the best. I really want a 1.4 or 2.8, so I'm gonna go to a camera shop and see if they have a G Master lens wide angle. So it's very different. That is wide.
That's stupid wide.
1.8.
C'est quoi que tu as shooté avec ça?
Comme POV, genre.
Ah,
Vlog
ok.
et tout comme ça.
Ah, ben
genre.
oui,
Ouais.
c'est tellement une bonne idée, là.
C'est vraiment ça, hein. Parce que là, j'ai le 16,
Ah, c'est
là.
à 1.8, là.
C'est ça, 1.8, c'est tellement riche. Déjà que on a un G-Master 2.8.
Ben non, mais là, t'imagines, à 1.8,
Ouais,
là,
1.8, c'est
comme-
nice. It's really nice. One thing I've realized after using this as my daily for almost like a month is that in my hand it feels even nicer than what I was expecting. Yes, despite the fact I've been using this with a case, the phone still overall just feels so nice to hold. Because it's more of a square design compared to the S22 Ultra, throughout the days I've been feeling a sturdier grip. I also love the fact that the camera bumps aren't massive, and I say this because I went to an engagement party the other night, and while wearing dress pants, camera bumps can get annoying, but not with this. Also, I realized the other day that the coloring of the sides of those cameras now match the color of the phone. I think overall the nice rounded edges, the matte green finish in the back, having USB-C, the proper SIM card tray, minimal storage for the S Pen, makes this phone a well-designed piece of tech. I can't really talk about fingerprints on this back cover because I rock this with a case like 99% of the time. The nice thing about having a case though is that because the corners on this design feel sharper, the case really minimizes that discomfort when consuming content horizontally. I think at this point my only complaint would be size. It's the reason as to why I went from a 13 Pro Max to a 14 Pro. I would love to see Samsung making a smaller format of the exact same phone, but I do feel like it would ruin the whole purpose of this phone. I guess I'm just fed up of being afraid that my phone falls out of my pockets, honestly. It is something that keeps happening with this phone every time I get out of the car, for example. And despite not having a screen protector, which I should, the phone's display has been holding insanely well when it comes to micro scratches. In fact, I only have one teeny scratch, and I've dropped this phone quite a bit, sadly. Just gonna call 10, see how the Porsche is doing. No, exactly. No, I know that it's crazy optioned. I'll see you at the office?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bank and I'll meet you there, okay? I'll meet you at the office. There's just a few things I've been wanting to do and I haven't had time to do them, so I have to go to the bank. Go home first, go to the bank, and then I'll go back to the office. So yeah. I think the only complaint I have when it comes to Android Auto is that sometimes I get in the car and it doesn't connect directly. And when I was rocking the iPhone and this S22 for like a week or so because of the conversations I've had and stuff like that, the iPhone would prioritize, like it would get prioritized by the car and not Android Auto, and that was really bothering me. But other than that, I love this way more than Car Apple Play, especially because Google Maps is so much better. And I don't know if it's me, but I feel like it is a lot more responsive than Car Apple Play. It could be me, I'm not 100% sure. I just like it a lot more. And because I use it for navigation, like I said, Google Maps is just fantastic in this thing. Hey Google, can you call Maria Paula, please?
Calling Maria Paula.
Okay, so I'll just pass by. If you can leave it at the entrance, I'll just grab it quick.
Okay.
Awesome, we got what we needed. And I also got an Amazon package. Let me show you, because this is something I asked Siobhan about. And Siobhan was like, yeah, just get this one. This right here, which is a car mount. But it's just like, it's not like the one I have, which is a whole plate, metal plate that goes outside and inside. This is just like an absorption cup, which is what I wanted. Let's try it out. Something like that. It's pretty sturdy. That's really sturdy. Yeah. Third gear, send it. Oh, yes. Ooh, I'm so excited for the summer. Okay, it won't be too long. I'll be right back. I just have to make sure I get this done. I'm really in need of showing you guys something. When I was walking to the bank, I saw this. This is giving me anxiety on another level. Like, oh my god. I think officially I'm way more in love with Samsung displays, like more than ever before. And I know, Samsung makes iPhone displays, but the iPhone display is not an off-the-shelf Samsung component. More than ever, I've realized that Samsung displays can really express detailed, deeper, and more three-dimensional images. I've been loving this 6.8-inch AMOLED screen, even though phones like this one and the Pro Max now feel massive to me. Now that I've been using this day in and day out, I've realized that LTPO is better in some apps and not as much in others. Like on Twitter, it's okay, and on Spotify, it's so much better than on the iPhone, for example. I did change a few things to make the whole UI and display feel quicker. Like, I went into the developer options and changed a bunch of the scales to 0.5x. It really makes the whole phone feel super snappy. Over time, especially these past few weeks, I've realized that this is what Android fans means when they say my phone is able to do a lot more. And this includes all sorts of things like, I don't know, adjusting the brightness bar to be within the quick panel layout. I hated swiping twice to access it, but within one single Google search, I was able to move this to show always. Not only that, of course, but with one click from here, I can enable and disable auto brightness. I can also do things like manually rotate my views when needed, have extra dim and brightness features, use Samsung Dex for my emails, Windows Link, one-handed mode, which is amazing, secure folders with proper encryptions. There's just so much I can do within this phone. I'm not saying it's perfect because it's not. There are little weird UI quirks that I don't like. For example, having to drag apps all the way to the top of the phone to just place them within the home screens. For a UI that's really great, it's just odd to me. But look, it's nice that this display is able to deliver all of those cool UI features, especially knowing that with the extra brightness feature, I can see things clearly during broad daylight. Despite the nits not matching the 2000 nits from the 14 Pro and Pro Max, honestly, the extra bright feature definitely has been feeling brighter than 1750 nits. I also have to admit, it's been taking me quite a while getting used to Android's keyboards when it comes to emojis and so on, so I find myself typing a lot slower. I'm like still within that awkward phase where if I was to grab the iPhone again, I would also need to readjust. I'm also loving this flatter display panel, by the way, compared to the S22 Ultra. The curvature of the screen is a bit less pronounced this year, and I feel like it allows people that use the S Pen to have more screen real estate. Not that I've personally noticed it truthfully, I haven't used the S Pen once. I think for me in the foreseeable future, the S Pen would be more of a tool that I can use as a shutter button. The reason as to why I came back is because I have a few things to ship out, and I believe one of these is already taped. Yeah, okay, that's good, that's taped. And this, one of you guys actually won the giveaway, the GMMK numpad, and I've been like trying to send it, but I haven't had time to go to the post office and do the whole thing. And I'm about to leave. I know I promised you that I would like wrap it and make it like real cool and stuff, but I'd rather you have it right now and not after I come back from where I'm going. It's better, I'd rather that, so I'm just gonna bubble wrap it, put it all together, and I know you'll enjoy it. Just making sure we fit as much bubble wrap. More bubble wrap. I swear my phone keeps vibrating every 2 seconds. What is it now? I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like Android is perfect and it's been perfect because you guys like roasted me on the last video. I'm not gonna do that. Honestly, I love Android, but it has some quirks that I'm just not happy with. But that's just because I don't know how to get around Android bugs. I'm comfortable with iPhone bugs and I know how to get around them, but not Android bugs. For example, the other day I was on Twitter. I was trying to post a tweet and it wasn't posting. I kept hitting tweet, and it just wasn't going live. One of the other issues that I was having was with Instagram. Instagram drafts, mostly reels. Every time I put a song, it sort of resets if I get out of the draft and I come back to it later. It's just weird. The tags disappear, so it's not something I'm used to. There's workarounds, but that's just like, you know, there's bugs for everything. I'm just not used to Android bugs yet. Although I love Android, I love One UI. It's so sick. I've been loving it. I'm not going back to iPhone, honestly, just up until the 15 comes out, because then I have to review the 15, and then maybe the Google Pixel. If the Google Pixel comes out, then I'm going to review the Google Pixel. But I want to try phones a lot more, especially Android phones, because there's so much freedom, there's so much you can do. It makes life easier. And as much as I thought I was going to miss FaceTime, I don't, or iMessage, maybe iMessage, I actually do miss iMessage, but FaceTime I really don't. There's WhatsApp for that, and I have like a few conversations on WhatsApp going because my family lives abroad and things like that. So yeah, it's really nice. It's a nice experience. I'm pretty happy that I'm doing this. I'm gonna keep the phone for 6 more months and give you guys a 6-month review. They closed 6:30 on top of that. Great. Anyways, I'm gonna go to another post office. There's no chance they're gonna let me film the camera inside of there, so let's bring the phone. Oh, it's such a nice day outside. All good to go. Just the line?
Yeah, on the bottom line here.
Awesome. Got his tracking number. Let's send it to him. Now, battery life has been exceptional, way better than my iPhone 14 Pro. The only thing is that I just recently disabled the protect battery feature. I love the fact Samsung allow you to optimize your phone for battery and they can reduce the clock speeds to save battery, but I found myself wanting more out of the battery and the device. If you guys have been paying attention to my latest videos, you've probably seen that I use this phone day in and day out. The other day while filming for the Asus monitor, I had this running a YouTube podcast with the display on, and from 35% to about 5%, this lasted for about 3 hours. It's freaking good considering brightness was at full. I had a bunch of apps open in the background and it was running a video stream. On average, if you look at this 2-hour interval graph, from a 50% charge, the phone can last about 10 hours, which is nuts. I mean, just look at my screen time on the 24th of March. It's been extremely solid. You can easily get through a whole day and then some, which you can then just quick charge this and be up and running within an hour or so. These videos are so crazy to make. It more than a review. I've been honestly trying to deliver my 2 cents and experience up to now. As someone that loves iPhones, I really do. Honestly, both phones are very different. This feels more like a tech gadget and the iPhone feels more like a great communications tool. Not that the iPhone isn't, it's just that the S23 Ultra delivers so much more. With Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 focusing on efficiency over performance, I think that the 5% increase in CPU and GPU performance is not that noticeable. Like throughout the days I've been using this, there's never been a scenario where this phone was slowing me down, stuttering, or had to be restarted because it froze. The true beauty of this chip really lies within its efficiency in terms of delivering all that power. Being able to supply so much power all day long by delivering great battery life is what truly makes this tech gadget an insane phone. A really nice tip I saw when watching tips and trick videos was the performance profile setting. Performance profile at light really allows the device to prioritize battery life and sacrifices around 10% of your phone's performance. In return, you get more battery out of it. Not that I need it, so I've been just keeping it at standard. Do I miss my iPhone? I honestly wasn't expecting to feel the way I do after using this every day non-stop for like almost a month. I'm not itching at all to get back to iPhone, which is why I won't until the 15 comes out. Yes, I do miss iMessage, and I think that's about it. If I need to call someone through video, I've been doing it through WhatsApp since my whole family uses that. I found workarounds for myself when it comes to notes, emailing apps, and whatnot. I'm sort of someone that has no problem adjusting to new scenarios, so I guess that influences my feelings. I made this switch because with time, I want to properly review phones. I want to learn more about them and bring them into my lifestyle. I think it's the best way I can deliver like these type of videos. So yeah, I'm out guys because today was like a really crazy long day. I'll see you all soon and I hope you enjoyed this day in the life video. Take care.